Okay, let's move to week number 2. So this is for this week. Kasi we don't have classes Monday and we don't have classes tomorrow. So I have decided to create video for our missing days for session 1. So nasa week number 2 na tayo and lesson number 1. So tapos na yung week 1 ha. We're gonna move to a new set of topic for the whole week. But one lesson muna kasi baka may pasok na sa Wednesday so we can discuss this inside the room. Okay, let's begin. Let's discuss. Again, our content standard. Ano kasi yung content standard? Ito yung lesson natin na dapat yung matutunan. And nagkataon yung content standard and performance standard ay easy lang for the quarter. So, as you can see, if you read it here, economics as an applied science and its utility in addressing the economic problems of society. So we're still focusing on economic problems. And things that you need to act, perform. Use your brains in analyzing solutions for the problem. What about this? Nag-iba to kasi new week na tayo. So new learning competency. Examine the utility and application of applied economics to solve economic issues and problems. Okay, let's proceed. And it's found on our book or in our book, Applied Economics, Dino Villasis, page 8 to 14. Now, our output for the week is simple. Ayan, this is for the whole week, ha? And you have to upload this on the drive. Ayan. So, yun yung link ng drive. Click mo yan. Nasa lecture nyo rin yan. At then you i-upload yung file. Check out my page walkthrough. Doon makikita kung paano mag-upload ng file. Yun nga. And, we're gonna set the deadline on Friday. 5 p.m. Lahat ng grade 12, i-pass ito 5 p.m. before 5 p.m. sa drive. Okay? So, ang gagawin nyo, you have to do some research sa web, sa online. And you're gonna identify economic problem. Mamaya papakita yung example. Tapos, lagay nyo sa MS Word or Google Docs, upload nyo sa Drive. Most likely MS Word or WPS. Pag gumagamit ka ng WPS, save as mo siya MS Office or Word. Word para maging siyang MS Word. Okay? Sa mga kasing laptop na may free o kaya cellphone na free ang gamit WPS, you can save it as MS Word. Short ang size ng MS Word or pwedeng yellow paper tapos fix nyo lang para madali. Upload nyo nun yung picture. Okay. Don't forget yung file ay kailangan may pangalan and section. Okay? And you can choose from any topic. Okay? So, maghanap ka ng article online, is-screenshot nyo, anong topic or anong i-screenshot nyo. Pwedeng about poverty, unemployment, underemployment, rice supply shortage, rice smuggling, onion smuggling, garlic hoarding, etc., etc. Nasa lecture yan. Pili lang kayo o kung mayroon kayo mas gusto, pwede na. It's about economic problems. Okay? Next is, ito yung sample, yung template natin. Ganito lang siya. So, yung name and section, tapos yung screenshot ng headline. Huwag yung buong article, yun lang headline. Kasi ang mahalaga yung co-compose ng content. Yan ang example. Yan ang gagawin nyo. Ayan. Huwag tayong paligaw. Kailan papas ito? This week, Friday, 5 p.m. Okay? So, I hope that's clear. At, so mayroon ka ng screenshot, may name and section. Ano yung sa baba? Sasagutin nyo lang yan. Yan. My understanding of the article. Not less than 200 words. Lahat nun na. Answer the following questions based on the article. What are the factors that contribute to the economic issue? Kasi ang search mo about economic issue. And how did the government respond to the economic issue in your opinion? Okay? So, yun ang dalawang tanong dyan. Okay. So, here is the rubrics for your output. Remember, your goal is 50 points. And just follow what is required for those two criteria and you're good. You'll get that perfect score. This is also available on our lecture, okay? Thank you. Let's discuss now. Any questions sa output? So in other words, sa output ay mag-screenshot ka ng economic problem at sasagutin mo yung dalawang questions. At yung sagot doon dapat 200 words at least. And you're all done with week number 2 activity. Okay, let's discuss the lesson. Brain buster. Now, my question is for you to think for yourselves, kasi realization ito, ha? Okay, pause this video para masagot nyo to sa isip nyo. Para kumana yung utak natin. You can watch this video any time of the week because nagka-catch up pa kayo sa week 1, so tapusin nyo muna yung mga week 1 videos. Question is, how does globalization impact local economies? Discuss both the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, isip-isip. Okay. Next is discuss both the advantages and disadvantages. What else? Would you rather live in a society with free healthcare? Oh, what happened? Okay, free healthcare. Oh, may mumu. Oh, gumagalaw. Healthcare. Oh, would you rather live in a society with free healthcare but higher taxes? Or a society with private healthcare but lower taxes? Next is, scarcity occurs when there are limited resources to fulfill unlimited wants. We talked about scarcity, leading to the basic economic problems of society. Expound, give your personal example. So sabi doon, scarcity, kakulangan, ay nangyayari pag yung kailangan mo ay hindi available or kulang or hindi sapat. Kasi ang tao may unlimited wants yan. And then, leading to the basic economic problems. Kasi pag nangyari to, dito nagsisimula yung problema ng atin. Lipunan. Yung kakulangan sa mga hindi nasasapatan yung pangangailangan ng mga tao. Okay? Expound this statement and magbigay ka ng example. About it. Let's now go to the topic. Let's discuss. So, economic problems, basic needs, yung mga basic na problema ng tao. All societies are faced with basic questions in the economy that must be answered to cope with constraints and limitations. These are the following. Lahat daw tayo ay mayroon mga pangangailangan at paminsan nagkukulang. At ito yung mga kailangan natin tignan. Sinabing constraints ay mga bagay na mayroon parang hadlang o kaya yung mga bagay na hindi mo makuha-kuha kasi parang hindi mo kayang kunin, maabot, mabili. Dahil meron kang limitations. Yung kulang sa pera, kulang sa kaalaman, kulang sa resources. At ang pag-alaman natin sa work plan natin or sa mga lessons natin that resources can be people, money, equipment, etc. Kulang yan. Okay, so these are what? Let's identify. First one, basic problem. What to produce? Ano ang ibebenta ko? Ano ang gagawin ko para masapatan ang pangangailangan ng lipunan? Remember, we're talking about society, the needs of society. So ano ba ang pwede kong gawin para yung pangangailangan ng mga tao ay mabibigay ko? So a society must decide what goods and services to produce in the economy. For example, the nature and quantity that society will consume. Thus, decision on whether to devote agricultural land to grow rice, coconut, sugarcane, etc. Likewise, should factories manufacture, at pa yung produce, di ba? Problema yan ng manufacturer, kung anong shoes, design, is there a need for furniture? Basta, ano bang kailangan ng tao? Decisions are made. As a senior high school student, how will you answer the first economic problem? What to produce? Sige na, pause this video, think about it, and then I'll proceed. Play nyo lang ulit. Dito, basic economic problems of society and what is needed plus how much is needed equals the solution. Yan ang formula. Okay? Wait, hold on. Okay. So, let's check this what is needed part. What to produce time. Yan. Okay, this is a real article. And according to the article, President Marcos caps rice prices at 45 pesos per kilo. Bakit ang mahal ng price ng rice? Kasi nagkukulang tayo ng rice. Pag mataas ang presyo ng rice, ang tawag, Filipinos cannot afford a basic food need. Rice. So, anong gagawin natin? We have to produce more rice. That means, that gives us the answer. Let's produce rice. What to produce? Based on the research, President Marcos found out we lack rice. Why do we lack rice? It reflects on the prices. Yan. Solution to the problem, number 2, what to produce? Nakita natin, kakulangan ng rice. So, we have to address the rice problem. Plus, bakit kulang? So, alamin natin kung ilan yung kailangan ng bansa natin na rice. Yes. Pag na-solve natin yan, what to produce, we know we need to produce more rice to lower the prices. And we know that we need to produce more rice so that it will be abundant and equals what? People can now afford to eat. Prices goes down. Diba? So now we know what to produce. It depends on the need. Number 2, how are you going to do it? Okay, this is a question on the production method of goods and services. This refers to the resources mixed and technology that will be applied in production. We will use more labor, which makes labor intensive, more capital, which makes money intensive, which makes it capital incentive. Okay? Countries with abundant labor supply tend to use labor-intensive methods. Like Thailand, Indonesia, India. Sa atin, combination tayo. So, as a senior high school student, how will you answer the second economic problem? How will you produce the needed product or services? Our example is rice. Okay, check natin yung formula ginawa ko. Know what kind of good is needed? Rice. Know what are the raw materials needed to produce the good? How are you going to combine the raw materials to produce the goods? And that's the solution. To illustrate it further, here's the picture. First, in order to produce the end part, yung equals dito, ay dito pala, yung camera, ay kailangan mo ng land para makatanim ng palay. Kasi ang question, how to produce it? Kanina, what to produce? We know what to produce, rice. Ngayon, number 2, how to produce it? We need land, kailangan may matanim, plus we need people to collect what you have planted, plus, hindi pwedeng ibenta sa palay yan sa market, you need to process it para maging bigas, plus you need to deliver it, equals available supply. That's how you produce the rice. Yeah? Okay. Number 3 is para kanino. Siyempre, alam na natin para kanino, di ba? But for discussion's sake, this is about the market for goods. Who will buy the goods? Are they the young or the old generation? The male or female market? Or low income or high income? Para kanino? Pero in our example, rice, it's for everybody. It's about if low income people or high income people, doesn't matter. This is an example of car manufacturers, but I'd rather skip this because I would like to give a localized example. But this is the example on the book. So car manufacturers choose models that will cater to the market. Like if you create BMW, Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, this will be offered to rich people. Makes sense. They're buying the millions. Nowadays, car manufacturers also try to cater to the less affluent by offering more affordable models such as Kia, Honda, Toyota. Yan, mas affordable sa masa. Okay? What does this solve? The economic problem of transportation. How these questions are answered depends on the nature of the economic system in place. The economic system is the playing field of consumption. That's economic system, okay? Sorry. And production that is regulated and even growth induced by political governance. How free the system operates from government defines its means or ways. So it just says here that whatever is produced, it's still controlled. Mamayang second part nito, we're going to talk about who is determining the market structure. Okay? So the economic problem, in order to solve it, the government is involved. How is the economic system being regulated and all of these things? This is what it means. As a senior high school student, how will you answer the third economic problem? What do you need to know that your produce or that you produce will be consumed? Okay? So, naisip ko, palay, sinong kakain nito? Ito yung picture guide. Study the need, plus produce the need, plus product available for consumers. The formula. So, yan. Study the market. Siyempre, alam mo, kanino mo ipoproduce? Hindi mo mapoproduce kung di magbenta. So, market research. Now, you found out, mga tao, favorite nila yung rice. Yun ang poproduce mo para sa kanila. Then, alam mo kung ilan bilang ang kailangan. Siyempre, hindi pwedeng masobra. Baka mapanis. Di ba? Nasisira yung bigas pag hindi nagagamit o kaya nabibenta. Okay, nakastock lang sa matagal na panahon. There you go. And everybody's happy. So we answered the three economic problems: what to produce, how to produce it, and for whom to produce. Let's go back to the lecture. You'll understand it better if you watch this the second time. Okay, now we understand the economic problems or things that you have to consider in providing the needs. What to produce, how, and for whom. Pero ang tanong, paano natin gagawin ito? Kasi kailangan mayroong proseso. And this is what you call the system. The economic system is how society determines the answers to the basic economic problems mentioned above, the three. A country may be under any of the following basic types of economic system. Ito yung tinatawag na, yung teorya na gagamitin natin para maging successful ang economy ng bansa. So this is a combination of different styles of using economic theories o yung pamamaraan para yung mga needs natin ay masapatan at yung gumagawa o mag-produce ng mga pangangailangan natin ay alam niya yung pamamaraan kung paano gawin yung product. So yun ang tinatawag na economic system. Yan. Dapat yan. First is traditional economic decisions or traditional economic system. And these are decisions based on traditions and practices upheld over the years and passed on from generation to generation. The methods are stagnant and are therefore not progressive. Traditional societies exist in primitive and backward civilization. Ano kaya ito? Pag sinabing traditional economic system, ay anong ginagawa nilang paraan para masagutan ang pangangailangan ng mga tao? Yan siya. Ayan. Usually sa mga underdeveloped communities ito, like families and tribes. Yan. Isang kahig, isang tuka. Ganon. Kailangan mo nang kumain ngayon ng apat na pamilya mo, mag-hunt ka, magkuha ka ng fish, kung ano man available, yun ang kakainin. Yan. It's a small communities. Hunting. Yan. Or barter exchange. Wala lang pera-pera, competition. Ano, 1 kilong bigas, 5 kilong isda, palit tayo. Yan. Trade. And produce what is needed. Okay? So, kung ano man kailangan mo, yun ang kukunin mo. Pag hindi mo kailangan, hayaan mo na. Bukas na lang yun. That's traditional system. It's a system, very, what you call, basic, in order to provide your basic needs. What about command economy? Or command economic system? It is the authoritative system where decisions making is centralized by the government or a planning committee. Decisions are imposed on the people who have no say in what goods are to be produced. The economy that holds true in dictatorship and socialist governments or countries. Mm-hmm. So in other words, doon sa una, traditional, mga small community, sila na yung bahala. Sabi nila, okay, kain tayo, kuha ng isda. Uy, may isda ako, may kanin ka, palit tayo. Ganun lang kasimple, traditional. At usually, walang growth yun. So, stagnant, meaning ganun lang, ulit-ulit. Walang pag-asa. Wala siyang pangalan. Dito naman, sa number 2, walang say ang community. Ang may salita ay si Gato, yung leader. Sabi ng leader, sa 5 isda sa'yo, 10 isda sa'yo, kunin nyo. Ngayon yan. Walang isda. Hindi, gawin mo yan. Command economy yan. On the modern scale, usually these are communist country or dictatorship. Like China will say, okay, in Beijing, you will only produce 10 cars. In the countryside, you only have 2 children. Simonestos. No questions asked. Wala silang pakialam kung anong reaksyon ng tao. Sinabi ng government, gawin mo to, gawin mo to. Yung presyo ng isda ay 10 pesos. Wala kang magagawa. Lugi ka man, hindi, 10 pesos. That's command economy. Okay? To understand it further, yeah. Government controls everything. What to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce it. It controls those 3 factors. More pictures. Ito siya. It's like the economy is puppet under the control and drawing of the government. It's also known as planned economy. So economy is directed by the government. Most likely, this is a perfect example is China, North Korea, Russia. All means of production, labor, land, capital are state-owned and controlled. Nobody controls it. So in other words, the land is mine. You use it if I want you to use it. You work as construction worker, no other work. That's the only work available. You have no choice. So worker. They dictate the means of production. The government makes all economic choices of what to produce, when, how to produce, and to whom it's going to be sold. That, yung tao na pamilya. Opo. Dictatorship. That's command economy, also known as planned economy. What else? Yung susunod ay opposite. Okay, let's go back. Traditional, walang sistema. Come what may. Happy-go-lucky. Command, isa lang ang boss, susunod ka. Number 3 is market economy. Ito, walang pakialam ng government kasi binibase yung desisyon kung anong kailangan ng tao. Opposite. Yung kaninang command economy, walang pakialam ang government sa tao kung anong gusto niya, susundan mo. Dito naman, kung anong kailangan ng tao, susunod yung government. That's market economy. This is the most democratic economic system. based on the workings of demand and supply. Yan. Decisions are made on what goods and services to produce, which is needed. Okay? Producers and consumers decide what, how, and for whom to produce, collectively guided by the price system determined by the what? System itself. See? So in other words, it's like the opposite system. What is needed, that's what's going to be produced. So sabi dito, consumers will decide what? Meaning, ako kailangan ko ito. Sa Manila, kailangan nila ng malinis na tubig. That's what they cannot produce. Hindi yun. Ay, okay. Huwag nyo nang bigyan ng tubig ang Manila. Na lang, sapat na yan. Mag-allocate kayo sa electricity. Wala kayong magagawa. Konti lang tubig nyo. That's command. And the fourth one, I think, is the best. But let's give you a picture illustration. There. Space and supply and demand. The government is working with the suppliers and the consumers' needs. Mixed economy, number 4, the last one. As you can see here, mixed economy, as the term implies, is a combination of the three basic types of economic system. An economic system cannot exist in its pure form. What normally happens is that it is a combination. So, this means that you're going to use traditional, common, and market economy systems so that it will be called mixed economy. So, gagamitin nila yung tatlo. Saan tayo Pilipinas dito? No? Mixtures of these three systems with the dominance of one. Okay? Pagka meron isang sinusundan, pero may halong traditional and command siguro. So, most likely, since ang pinakamaganda ay yung market system, so meron pa rin konting command at saka traditional. Yan. While the Philippine economy is predominantly a market economy, the government taxes those who have more to redistribute purchase power to the poor and subsidize as a socialist approach. Yan ha. So, may idea na kayo. The Philippines is a market economy, but it also uses traditional and command. Let's prove that. In old socialist China, the government command ownership of factories, outputting resources like North Korea, where workers could buy production output in commune outlets with their wages in the market environment. And this means that pati purchasing ay control. So, command economy in China. Let's compare the two. Mixed economy is this. You have free market and you have government intervention. And there's a sort of tradition. I'll prove that later. So here, free market means entrepreneurs are able to make profit, freedom to set up business, prices determined by market forces, law of supply and demand, we'll discuss that in session 2, private ownership of business, okay, hindi yung government. And paano naging mix? Kasi sisingit yung government. Why? May taxes, may regulations, meron tinatawag na provisions for public goods. Meaning, government supports the need of the public and it can provide subsidy or support. Mix. Government working together with the free market entrepreneurs. Yeah, mix. So, let's do the synthesis. What do you think is the dominant economic problem of our country? If you were the president of the country, what type of economic system will you recommend? Ayan ha. So, synthesis muna tayo. Tapos, we will prove that Philippines is a mixed economy. Pause this video, think about it, I'll proceed. Among the four economies, traditional command market mixed, which economy does our country practice? You all know that. Let's prove it. Indigenous community in Tarlac. So what does this mean? We still practice traditional economy on some areas in the Philippines. These are not affected by taxes. These are not affected by prices for law of supply and demand because it's available in their surroundings. So what do? Practice traditional economic system. Government. In the cities, government says Metro Manila should enforce measures on high prices, control the prices. Oy, may command economy. Because the government says up, you're being abusive. It's a free market. You can sell anything, but do not overprice. If you overprice, you will go to jail or your business will close down. That's command economy. If the government intervenes, dictates that you should cap the price. Demand of product and study. See? So producers, marketers study their demographics so that their products will be saleable. They can sell products that will be utilized properly. There's research. And then the entrepreneurs will what? Produce what is demanded. That is what? The mixed economy or market economy, market system economy. Government studies what to produce. See, when you talk about supplier and when you talk about the needs of these consumers, you study that, then what does it mean? You are focused on consumer and supplier, and that's market economy. So which economy does our country practice? Based on the pictures, we are in a mixed economy. Okay, that's the end of session 1, complete. So this is good for the initial topic for the week because we might have classes soon. So we'll proceed with session 2 inside the classroom. But if not, I'll create another video. So have a nice day. Think about the questions and think about our activity, the screenshot article and 2 questions because you're going to pass that regardless if we have classes or not. It's going to be passed online on Friday, 5 p.m. Because it needs research. It needs screenshot. So we cannot do it inside the classroom. Okay.